have I got something special for your viewing pleasure coming up very soon. See you in a minute. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome. I'm Richa Vida. Thank you very much for being here. Well, this time next week I'm flying off to Iceland for a week's tour. Cast your minds back to my Shetland series, my North series. Bit of ice on this one. Back to door knock. Oh, it's blowing. Yeah, it's blowing all the way across now, look. Though, that wasn't the last ferry. We're now as close to Norway as we are to Scotland. And I said during that one day I must get to Iceland. Well, that one day is next week. I'm so excited. So I'm flying from Heathrow to Keflavik. I'm being picked up by the Kais team and a real bona fide Viking. 98% of it is off-road in the complete wilderness of Iceland, sleeping in log cabins every night in the mountain, in the desolate wilderness, some without even electricity, mountains, volcanoes, waterfalls, hot springs, hot pools, river crossings, loads of them. We've had a very strict packing list from the company, things that you need for Iceland basically, because we're all going to be in rivers up to your waist regularly. So obviously a Gore-Tex suit, waterproof socks, waterproof boots, waterproof gloves, several different layers, mosquito masks, sun cream, sunglasses, thermal clothing, and your swimmers. Yeah, there's going to be hot pools to swim in, natural hot pools, and every chance at this time of year of the you-know-what. Is it going to happen this time? My trip to the Shetland Islands in January had every chance to be able to see the Northern Lights, but it was full cloud cover the whole time I was there. In fact, someone messaged me a week after I got home and said, mate, you went a week too early, and sent me the pictures of the Northern Lights. So as we're moving towards autumn and going to Iceland, there is every chance that we'll see them. I've got to keep those fingers crossed for that. I'll be armed with the DSLR, the drone, and also a dedicated film crew that's coming with us to film our experience. So there's going to be proper cameramen there doing their job for us. Everything I've been reading about this and all the people that have been there have all said the same thing, that it is out of this world. It's like you're on a moonscape. I had someone from Iceland contact me when I made an Instagram post saying it's coming and a picture of Iceland, and he sent me a direct message saying, I'm so pleased that you're coming to my wonderful country. If you need anything while you're here, please don't hesitate to ask. And I thanked him very much, and I said, but we're riding with an actual, tour operator. It's a fully guided 6-day tour, riding the Husqvarna 701 enduro bike. And I told him the name of the company, Ride with Locals, and he just sent one back saying, oh, Ride with the Locals, that's some next level I think this is going to be something very, very special. But what I'm going to do, I'll be posting loads of photos on my Instagram daily, so please do head over and follow me on there, Richa Vida Instagram, if you're not there already, and I'll be updating that every single day with photos. But I'm also going to put some like a daily diary videos just to the phone on my Patreon page, which is again Richa Vida. Just search for that if you want to check that out, but that'll not be going anywhere else. That'll just be for Patreons. but I'll do a full daily video diary of that. I'll not be putting the video diaries on Instagram. That'll all be on Patreon. And obviously I'm going to film my whole thing for my own channel for you lot, just as I do. But yeah, so enduro bikes, 98% off-road. I'm going to be happy as a pig in shit. And then we get home from Iceland, have the weekend at home, and then off to Spain with Wildbad, Picos de Europa annual trip. So I'm going to be knackered. But with this Iceland thing, this basically came from, cast your mind back to last year. I was sent some heated apparel by Kais and nominated for one of the most inspiring riders of 2021-22, and the winner of said competition won an all expenses paid trip to Iceland. I never really looked into it, I never really did anything about it. I wore the clothing through the winter. Basically they gave it me, basically saying, see if you can inspire people to ride through winter. And I thought, inspire people to ride through winter? Hold my pint. And then I took myself off up to Shetland Islands. What a trip that was. If you've not seen that series, by the way, click the link above my head and it will take you straight to it. That is a belter, and probably one of my favourite pieces of work. But I am hoping that this Iceland thing is going to be a notch up from that. There's only going to be 8 people on the whole tour, including camera crew. And when it came out that I'd won it, basically, there were 3 finalists, and me being one of them, and the dates will be confirmed in due course. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to look forward to this, because knowing my luck, the dates are going to come out either during the Wildbad Weekender or during the Picos trip. As it turns out, it's right before the Picos trip, right after a family holiday. So on Monday I go on holiday with a family, luckily only in this country, you know, with the kids and nephews and all that, and I've got to leave a day early, leaving everybody there, in-laws and that, to drive down to Heathrow from a flight to Keflavik. So straight from the family holiday to Iceland, home for the weekend after Iceland to recover, and then leading our annual trip to northern Spain. So the main thing there, folks, for Iceland and Spain, I'm going to try and get a few more videos in the can before I go, but as I said, I won't be posting anything on YouTube from Iceland, like on location, but I will be doing daily Instagrams. There'll be loads of photos going in Instagram, so please do follow me on there to stay up to date with everything. And like I said, straight from Iceland to Spain, so again, Instagram, I'll be posting all over there all the time, so you'll be able to see what we're getting up to as we're getting up to it. And then there'll be some exclusive stuff over on Patreon for those that want to go and support. Thank you to all those that are over there already. Of course, this extra support on Patreon, it puts fuel in the tank and money in the bank, so it helps me to do these off-the-cuff trips. Yeah, so thank you very much to all those that have chosen to support the channel by being a Patreon. Thank you very much. A patron over on Patreon. We've got a couple of familiar faces on this year's Picos trip as well, who I'm very much looking forward to spending time with. We've got Mr. Fish from the Chronicles of Mr. Fish. He sent me a message the other day saying, mate, you know these cabins on the ferry, do they lock from the inside? I said, yeah, of course they do. Why? He says, I don't trust you when you're drunk. He's a very handsome man, what can I say? And we've got Mr. Motor Mogul from Motor Mogul. He's a lovely bloke, and he said to me, he came up, was it last year? He asked if he could come up and have a ride with me and do an interview for his channel. I said, yeah mate, of course you can, thank you very much. And he said to me then, you know, if there's a chance, I'd love to be able to get on your Picos trip. And you know, I don't forget things like that, and that goes for anybody else. For all those that ask all the time, my trips are never posted up as a public clickable link for tours, because I don't want it to be, I never wanted it to be like that, and I don't want to be going off on a tour with someone I don't know. So if it is something you'd like to do, just get in touch and have a chat. Who else have we got that you might know? Graham from the USA Tour, Scotland Graham. Martin from Ireland. We've got to have Martin, haven't we? To balance things out a bit. Pete English. Gaz. Who else? One of my oldest friends in the world. We've recently got back in touch with Mark. Known him since we were both probably 5 years old. Grew up in the same village. Been through all kinds together. He's coming. His first trip abroad on a bike. Jesus Jason. Little Kev from Norway. Can't get rid of him. Of course he's coming. My dad. Jimbo. That must be about it, I think. I'm just on my way over to a top secret location. Very important and exciting information coming very soon, just to do a bit of drone footage for the website, and it'll all become clear soon enough. The big lad's all freshly serviced, just had its 16,000 mile service, ready for Spain, and I've opted to put my Continental TKC 70s back on for this trip, so I don't burn off the knobblies of the Heidenau K60 Rangers. These TKC 70s are still like new. They were just getting cobwebs all over them. So yeah, stuck them back on, ready for the trip. Gunthorpe Bridge opened by His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales. Now King Charles III. Oh, it's been sad, this has, with the Queen, really sad. That's all we've ever known. It was funny because when the last Tuesday, when the press was saying that the doctors are concerned for the Queen's health and her mobility issues that she's been having for the last month or so, and then the picture came out of her receiving Liz Truss, and she looked so frail and not like the powerful lady that we know and love. And then that the family were going to be with her at Balmoral. I'm like, oh, I don't like this at all. I'm a bit worried. We were sat having dinner. I said to Laura, I'm a bit worried about the Queen after reading that today. She says, yeah, I know. It's not nice, is it? And we were commenting how frail she looked on that picture. And just finishing up tea, and Laura got a newsflash thing on her phone, and she went, oh, she's died. And I went, oh no. And then obviously the rest is history. So yeah, gutted, really gutted. I'm teaching Georgia all about, you know, what happens when you die, and that she's in that coffin. Oh, talking of the coffin. You know when you're ill and your mind plays really weird tricks on you when you're asleep. You know, you dream really weird stuff. I know I'm not ill, but I've just had this jab and I had a terrible night's sleep last night. Say sweating, full flu-like symptoms. Tossing and turning all night, but because we've been watching so much coverage of the funeral, it's like in the forefront of my mind. So I was tossing and turning all night, and I was dreaming that I was standing vigil. I was dreaming that I was standing vigil at the Queen's coffin, and the tossing and turning were changing. I was changing places at the vigil. Quite bizarre. I'm going to shoot off because I've got some business to do very shortly, and I don't want to show you about it just yet. As I said, next week is Iceland, so if you want to follow exactly what I'm getting up to, follow over on Instagram, and if you want to see some extra content, go across to Patreon, sign up there. Much appreciated. And then obviously, as soon as I can, I'll get the Iceland videos out to you, and they're going to be special. Thanks very much for watching, folks. I'll see you on the next one. Be good, be careful, be kind.